What a crazy Wednesday night. Rough games all around. 3 games in the 9th inning, 2 outs. We blow leads, at least one of them with Miami. We get it back. And that Miami game was just crazy. You go up big 5-0, and then you blow the lead, everything else. So really, really crazy night last night. Milwaukee blows it late in the 9th. Arizona blows it late in the 9th. On Monday, we had that Brewers big 6-0 comeback. I texted you, John, and said we might have used our luck for the week. And last night I was feeling we could have used a little bit more luck in those 9th innings.
Yeah, we paid for it last night. So bad that when I woke up this morning, I went for the phone like, did that really happen? Was it a fucking nightmare? This is the shit that like you read in storybooks. 2 out, 2 strike, bottom of the 9th, except it was the fucking top of the 9th. And with 2 out, 2 strikes, Cubs get a fucking game-tying hit, and then an error on the next batter to throw the game away and lose the game. Mets more the same. Nobody on. 2 out, 2 strikes. 1 more strike. Game is over. And Alvarez fucking hits 1 out. How do you give him that pitch with 2 strikes? To make matters worse, the Mets score another run. So literally get 2, take it away from us down to their last strike. 9th, we went to the 9th inning, winning 3 games last night. Supposed to win all 3 of them. Don't. If we got to lose one of them, it's 2-1. It's a nice profit for the night. We blow fucking 2 of 3. Just when we're getting on that horse, that momentum, just feel like you got fucking hit with a baseball bat. Back at it today, but that was a tough one last night.
Yeah, really tough day last night, but we do have some nice matchups today. Has some really interesting.
Ben, before we get started,
Yep.
You guys that come on here and just watch, and you're not a How to Beat the Bookie member, you got really fucked because the only W we posted yesterday was the Marlins, which was after the podcast. We were still waiting for pitches to be announced for the Cardinals. So, unfortunately, if you just watched the podcast, you came away 0-2 with that yesterday. We did tell you about A's and stuff, but our actual bets were Diamondbacks, Cubbies, and we got stolen. Those 2 stolen away from us. But again, we added Marlins later on after we found out Liberatore was going to pitch on 3 days rest. He needs like maybe 30 days rest on that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the 3 days didn't cut it when he last one out there yesterday. So at least that one panned out. And yeah, if you guys aren't a member, you guys know where to go to check that out, howtobeatthebookie.com, or download the app, get all this information constantly. First game on the John, we have Reds at Washington. Reds, they've taken domination of the series. They've won the first 3. They're staying red hot on the road. Nats staying ice cold at home. Going to be Williamson versus Gore. Williamson allowed 2 runs in 5 innings for San Diego last time out. And Gore, he's given up 5+ runs in 3 of his last 5 starts, coming off 1, giving up 7 against Philly. Pitching edge, maybe slightly to Gore, maybe just not recently. He's not pitching that well lately. And Reds obviously have the team edge. Just as Cincinnati or nobody. They do get Milwaukee this weekend, so a little bit of a look ahead. And that's the one concern there. So Reds are nobody, but the look ahead spot in the sweep always is a bit of a concern.
Exactly. It's a bad spot. It's a 4-game sweep at Washington they're looking for, and they've got the Brewers coming in town. What I do want to do, just because I'm going to start slamming everybody that's not doing their job. And that's what we're going to do right now. So give me a sec.
No idea what that means. So might be editing this, might be leaving this part in. I have no idea what just happened there. All right.
You got me back? All right.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to turn around my camera here. Is there a way to turn it around up here?
I've never gone on StreamYard on the phone.
Oh, shit. All right. I wanted to do it, but I can't. So what we'll have to do, you'll have to take my word for it. I'm right now looking at, we use that Don Best service, and I'm sure Ben has showed you that before. Maybe we should have you show it, Ben, if you take over the controls. Anyway, in the this is a service that I've been using for years, and before Don Best was Jim Feist. This is a line service. Shows us all the lines from all the major offshore sports books and casinos throughout the world. So what I wanted to show you in this is, Don Best, do your fucking job for $500 a month. What we got here is in today's lineups. Okay, but so if you click on the lineups info, Ben, click on info, in the Cincinnati Red box, the little I.
Yep. Not sure if they'll show the info box. Let me see. I can probably get it up though.
If we can get it up, but I just want to show the guys. So what they have in there is they'll tell us who's in and who's out of the lineup, which nobody was able ever to compete with Don Best. If you could see it, Ben. So they're showing Votto and Fraley out. They usually sit out against lefties. Who they're not showing, who is out, TJ Friedl, who is not only hitting 309 for them this year. Yes, it's a limited number of bats, 37 at bats, but he's hitting 351 against left-hand pitching. They're not showing him. Fraley and Votto always hit against left-handers, but they're not showing TJ Friedl, the most important guy. Who they are showing is Will Myers. Will Myers, they're saying doubtful. Well, it's doubtful because he was fucking cut over 2 weeks ago. So do your fucking job. Used to be the leader in the business. They're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. There's better places to get your lines. Odds only, right, Ben? That's one of them.
Yep. Only odds, live scores and odds. Even some of the free ones are getting better than Don Best in some regards. I mean, just the fact that you're not paying for it, so the drop-off really isn't that bad.
Absolutely. It's just absolutely terrible. So like I said, when you got guys that aren't on the team anymore, you're calling them doubtful, do your fucking job. But look, regardless, we're on it. We know who's in the lineups. And again, TJ Friedl also will be out today. Getting back to this game opened at -110 on the overnight. It's as high right now as 128. This is ridiculous. I get it's a bad spot. I get they're going for the sweep. They got the Brewers looking ahead. But if Nationals are horrible at home, they have the worst home record in the National League, threatening to be the worst in baseball. They score, is it now 3.58 runs per game at home. Terrible. One of the worst teams at home. 13 of their last 14 they've lost at home. Meanwhile, Reds 13-1 on the road. They may not sweep, but I'm taking the short here. We just haven't made an official play because the line keeps going higher. We'll be on the Reds today.
Yeah, that price right now looking at 117 as high as that circa. We'll see if it keeps climbing there for Cincinnati. Next game, we have the NL Central battle, Cubs and Brewers. Much like Reds with the look ahead, you're going to have the Brewers with the same look ahead, maybe a bit more because they're trailing in that division. This Cubs team, we just talked about at the start. They scored 2 in the 9th. There's the air. They will get the lead. So Cubs coming away with a 4-3 win. Swanson, he left the game. He's not going to be in. Stroman versus Peralta today. Stroman, last 2 starts. After being the most consistent pitcher all season long, last 2 starts. 11 runs, 8 earned, and 9 innings versus the Cards and the Guardians. Prior to that, he had 7 straight quality starts. Did have 6 shutout innings versus the Brewers. Had great numbers versus them last year with a 1.37 ERA. And then Peralta, last 2 starts, 6 runs and 10 1/3, with decent numbers against the Cubs last year. This, to me, is a tough spot because you have Brewers with the look ahead, but you also have the revenge factor after blowing a 9th-inning lead last night. So you could argue either spot there. Got to give Stroman the slight pitching edge. Now, be usually a bigger pitching edge. He's just kind of not looked himself the last couple of starts. Still going to give him the edge, especially with his history over Milwaukee. This game, to me, is Cubs are nobody, but really tough game on the card.
Yeah, excuse me for what we got going on there. Devin Williams, you dog. You did it to us again. This guy has given up a run in just 3 appearances this year. And the last 2 times he got us both going with 2-run leads, not a 1-run lead, taking 2-run leads into the ninth. He goes and gets us again last night. Horrible performance. So he's pitched 3 of his last 4 games, 25 pitches, I believe, last night. So his availability is going to be in question. Milwaukee will also be without the catcher. Contreras, day game after a night game. Stroman, after having a phenomenal start to the season, started with that little problem in London. He got taken out of the game, hit again his last time out. Don't like that spot for him. This game is a pick'em game. Right now you got Milwaukee in front, -110. Just no interest in the game. I'll stay off of it, and we'll look at another spot.
Yeah, another note there. This next game, Cardinals at Marlins. Quick note here is Cardinals bullpen just putting in work the last couple of days in the series against Miami. So that's another factor. Liberatore just got one out last night. They got 6 arms yesterday. I think it was 5 on the day before. Flaherty versus Perez today. Perez roughed up his last time out. Latest victim to the Braves offense. 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 homers with recording 1 out in that game. Prior to that, though, had a 2.7 ERA and 6 starts. And Flaherty, bounce back quality start. Before that, 12 runs, 20 hits, and 10 2/3. So 2 pitchers kind of somewhat arguably going in different directions. Not going to hold up the start against the Braves over Perez's head. That's going to happen. Cardinals with Flaherty, the bullpen banked up. They might try to stretch him out longer than he needs to go in this one. Miami does get Philly this weekend, so a little bit of a look ahead there as well. Can't go against Miami in this series. Just no way, no how. I mean, what St. Louis has been doing, not competing, not winning. Marlins yesterday, I mean, they gifted that game to the Cardinals. They blow the lead in the 9th, and then Cardinals give it right back on an air. They just can't win games. Miami or nobody right now.
Absolutely. The 2 games today, we're going to go against the shops are betting Nationals because they got to win a game, and the Cardinals. They do. That doesn't mean they're going to win today. That's ridiculous. There's no way in the world that I would want St. Louis to going for me today after last night's meltdown. The high of being down 5-0 in the first inning, fighting back, tying the game, staying even, and then going ahead in the 9th inning only to cough it up with your closer, throwing the ball into right field. I don't know if you saw the game. The right fielder, where the fuck are you? You're supposed to be backing up a throw. Look, I taught travel ball to young guys. My 10-year-old boys were taught if the throw is coming from the left side of the diamond, meaning even the third baseman or the shortstop, your job as the right fielder is not to stand there and see what happens on the play, is back up the throw in case it's an overthrow. That was a disgrace. Cardinals are a bad team. Don't know why their manager is not fired by the All-Star break. It's terrible. Do not want the Cardinals coming in. Perez got slaughtered his last time out. That was the Braves. Who's slaughtering everybody right now. 4-0, 0.27 ERA, 6 starts before that. There's no way they can only be $1.20. They're red hot. 11-3 their last 14. Those 3 losses just to the Braves. They're beating everybody else. Give me the hot team at a cheap number with a red hot pitcher, except for that one bad outing.
Then we have Mets at D-backs. Out of their game last night, that was just wild. The Mets score the 2 runs in the 9th. They pull it out. Arizona, they have now lost 3 straight. Mets have now, won 4 straight. So 2 teams starting to go in different directions a little bit. And starting pitching matchup, Carrasco versus Nelson, 2 pitchers with reverse splits. Carrasco, better on the road. Still not great numbers, 1 and 2, 4.91 ERA, but better on the road. And Nelson just horrible at home, 2 and 3, 7.09 ERA. Team's crushing 341 against him. He is coming off 2 quality starts, both of those, though, on the road against the Angels and the Giants. This is 2 teams going different directions. Will be a lean here to the Mets. You have to add in the reverse splits factor from the pitchers. Don't love the revenge factor after blowing a 9th inning lead. So you have that spot here going in as well. Again, it'd be Mets or nobody for me. I'm not jumping out of my seat to back Carrasco. They lost all 5 of his June starts. Not looking for him to get right here against Arizona.
Yeah. After the win last night, you can just here's another game, by the way, just blow 2 out, 2 strikes, nobody on, and then Alvarez bangs out the other way to tie it and then lose it. This could be a season changer. We're starting to feel the change in the Mets. 2 games at home at San Fran, that Sunday night game. Go to Arizona for 4th of July. Shears are dying to give up the game. They get him a 3-1 lead. He gives the lead back. They take the lead again. They win it. They were dead. Shut out, blank, 0 last night. You just could feel the momentum change. Don't want to bet against the Mets here. And we haven't been going deep into this stat with the Mets. Different Arizona team, different Met team right now. But take this matchup, and the Mets have now won 15 of the last 18 meetings. They pretty much own this team, and I believe it's 5 of 6 in Arizona. Can't bet Carrasco. Yeah, we have the splits. He's better on the road. He still sucks. Couple of good outings. But Arizona right now, they're the falling knife. Mets are rising as the All-Star break comes. The number is too short. That's the only reason I'm not taking the Mets. It's to only take plus 125 with Carrasco on the road against the first-place Arizona team. No value there, so I'll just stay open. But no way do I want to come back with Arizona here.
And then Pirates at Dodgers actually saved ourselves last night, not jumping on Pittsburgh. Could have been another loss there. Value was all there, just didn't pull it out, and they jump up to a 4-0 lead, couldn't hold on. Today, pitching matchup, Oviedo versus Urias, and just got to be wanting to go against Urias. It has returned from the IL, gave up 5 runs, 6 hits, and 3 earnings against Kansas City. Last 3 starts for his Pirates. He's 0-3 with a 6.28 ERA. Lost earlier this year. Granted, he's been great at home this season, 4-1, 1.99 ERA, but bad history against the Pirates. Only second start back. Really been struggling this season. Yes, could be his get-right situation at home. Just a big price to pay for that name when he's not that same pitcher as the name is. And Oviedo, they lost all his last 5 starts, coming off giving up 8 runs, so he's not pitching any better. This is Pirates or nobody. Might be a game just to bet the over here. 2 pitchers could be due for a beating today.
Pirates or nobody, same scenario. Urias just not what he was earlier in the year, or especially last year. We were on the Pirates the whole series here. It's Pirates or nobody the whole series. Dodgers 5-5 their last 10. Pirates play them tough. Only difference here is, did the Dodgers get a little momentum? Down 4-0 yesterday. Boom, they drop the hammer. They come with that 6-4 win. Is that the win that they need to propel them? But it's an overlay here. Pirates or nobody.
And then we have A's at Detroit. Oakland continuing to own this matchup. 15 of the last 18 meetings, 23-4 their last 27 at Detroit. Going to be Harris versus All-Star Lorenzen. It's a big quotation marks in that because each team has to have an All-Star representative, and he got the call after going 0-4, 6.28 in 5 June starts. Harris in his last 2 outings gave up 9 runs, 14 hits, 3 homers in 10 innings. 2 pitchers really not going that well right now. Oakland dominates the matchup. Will be them or nobody here, and just a tough to get a read there with Lorenzen. I mean, Rodriguez yesterday, horrible spot for him. First start back, he got jumped. A little bit frustrating not being on Oakland yesterday. Should have been there, and kind of feel like you missed the ship a little bit. But they do own the matchup, and Lorenzen coming off disgusting June. Maybe he gets something as the first time as an All-Star getting a start. There's something to it. We'll see, but this would be A's or nobody.
Yeah, give me a team that's 23-4 their last 27 at Detroit. I'm going to give Lorenzen the pitching edge here, and still Detroit a better team, not if you want to call them, than Oakland. 2 of the lowest scoring teams in baseball. Detroit with the 28th worst offense, and A's with the worst offense. Just too big of a number. Would have to be A's or nobody in this one, but it just might be nobody for me.
And then O's finally going to win in the series against the Yankees. Now trail it 2-1. They've split 10 meetings this season. Baltimore 2-6 their last 8. Yankees team, they split their last 6. Bradish versus Severino. Severino just horrible. His last 6 starts, 1-3, 8.30. Gave up 9 runs, 7 earned, and 4 innings against the Cardinals last time out. And Bradish, 3 of his last 4 starts, quality starts. He has the pitching edge right now, the way he's been going lately. This Baltimore team been weird to get a read on. They've been very cold. Bats woke up a little bit yesterday. Looking back at the Orioles again today with his pitching matchup. Don't want anything to do with Severino. You do have decent numbers for Bradish there. But one thing is Severino does own the Orioles. Is this his get-right spot? Last 6 starts versus the O's. He's 6-0, 2.54 ERA. So Baltimore, nobody. Definitely a pitching edge for Bradish. Did they turn things around? And then can Severino turn things around against the O's because he owns them? 2 questions there would be Orioles or no one for me, John.
I got to say the same. Just can't trust Severino. Yeah, he owned the Orioles, but just look at these last 3 or 4 starts. Absolutely horrible, while Bradish going the other way. Orioles still best road record in the American League. Yankees 3-3 now their last 6 games. Bader didn't play last night. He's another bat that you kind of need in there when you're Judge. Austin Hayes, he's missed the last 4 now. Well, the last 3 for the Orioles. He's also questionable. Bat the Orioles could use. He's 5th in Major League in hitting and batting average. game's right where I think it should be. Braves about it up. Braves. Orioles about $1.30 favorite. So I'll stay off this one unless the lineups or the line changes.
Then we have these AL Central matchups. Royals at Guardians. KC coming off getting swept by Minnesota. Guardians, they lost 2 of 3 to Atlanta. This matchup history definitely favors Cleveland. They won 9 of the last 11 meetings in Cleveland. They won 2 of 3 at KC earlier this year. If you're the Guardians, you're just taking turns right now with the Twins beating up on this KC team, and whoever takes care of business better is going to win this division, essentially. So they got to keep on taking care of business. It's going to be Lyles versus Bibby. Lyles was skipped after getting his first win this year after the 15 losses. Skipped last time out with the illness. We'll see how he looks. Had a quality start versus the Guardians last year, but an 8+ ERA on the road this season. And Bibby, Guardians have won his last 3 starts, coming off 5.2 shutout innings. So pitching edge goes to Bibby. Team edge goes to Guardians. For those of you guys looking to lay a favorite, this could be the one today on the run line. Kind of have to go against Kansas City in this spot. Guardians need, if they want to compete in the division, got to beat up on the Royals.
Yeah, just put KC on auto fed right now. Worst road record in Major League Baseball, even worse than Oakland after Oakland's win yesterday at 12-31. 29th in scoring on the road. Excuse me. Just a terrible team, Kansas City. You got Lyles going, who hadn't won a game. He finally wins a game, and then he got skipped that next turn. So not building any momentum off it. Bibby's been nice for them. And as Ben said, Cleveland owns KC, especially in Cleveland. The only down part for Cleveland. Naylor's missed the last 2 games. He leads the team in batting average and RBIs. He'll be questionable tonight.
Rangers at Red Sox. Boston gets the win yesterday.